Look at you.
Thank you.
Nice. Way to go, Donna.
Nice. Okay, so we just need to mark that. Thank you.
The other one was, I mentioned legal services.
Mhm.
They dropped, and we wanted to drop it. Solar. Might be money for that.
Well, the only question I have is that currently our legal, is already financed
By the solar
by
company.
the solar company. That's what they paid the town so that we could pay them.
Yeah, I don't know how much is left in that fund. I'm sure there's probably, I would hypothetically, I don't think we use more than $5,000 for those services. And I think it was a $25,000 check towards her. But you're right, if we end up going to court over that, I'm sure the bills could rack up that quick.
Certainly something to think about. Legal services, yep, line 107.
Yes,
Those legal fees that you sign a contract for the solar people, that's only
well, we haven't signed anything.
We haven't signed any contracts,
No.
but
you sign the lawyer's contract and the escrow.
No, we did not sign any contract. She is working for us and under the stipulation. If we decide to remove her and find a new attorney, we could do that.
so we don't have a contract
We
with them.
don't
They
have a
gave us
contract.
money to an attorney.
And she sends us a bill. I'll tell you how it works. So you understand completely.
No, I have my own, I have it in my notes that you guys signed a contract with the solar people.
Okay.
And you did the lawyers and you put it in a trust fund.
Okay.
All right.
And I think there are plenty of people here that will give that.
Okay, whatever you think.
All right.
We're wrong, you're right.
113, top of the next page, on page 4. Planning notices, a little up, planning expenses a little down, zoning mileage a little up, and education a little down. Oh, you know. Okay, assessment court is up a little bit, dog control.
Okay, there's two things on the dog control.
I mean, we could cut a little bit out of that since we didn't
Well,
lose any.
Yeah, it's just.
That's kind of a weird one because you
Yeah,
can't
you can
anticipate it.
do two methods on it. You could do a prepaid method and they would take any dog from you, or you can do a, pay-as-you-go method. And I think that's what we're in, the $450.
The pay as you go. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
$450, but then if anybody brought in, if a dog was brought in, you can charge $75.
That's right.
They wouldn't charge you $10.
Right, so the
Right.
450 is kind of a working fund, yeah. okay,
Yes.
That makes sense. All right. Fixed fee. PLCT is up a little, reserve fund account down. You know anything
That's a
side?
different thing.
Okay, lister software, that's unchanged,
And that's ongoing.
okay. And managed IT. Don't know that we have, again, we need to have our IT available for people to call, so I'm not sure how much
Yeah.
control we have over that. And then our
There's-
licensing and security, again, not much, we need to have those two things. Okay. Digital land records, okay, I thought we were are we done digitizing? Is this a number that we need to have,
we are.
2220? Yeah, thanks.
For cops, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Nemrick support, backup, cloud, and computer expenses. Blech. Those things you can't do much about. Okay. Let's see. Road foreman and crew, overtime wages. Okay, and seasonal help, yeah.
Pardon me, go ahead, Jimmy.
There's a 5% increase for local and a 6.7% increase for the possession.
Probably, I wonder if that takes into account the cost of living.
I don't know, but again, I don't know
You say
if,
5% and then 6 and what's the other one? Okay, thank you, I will, I
we'll
will
look
look
at,
at those.
Jimmy, we'll
Thank
look at,
you.
what did you say, Melissa?
These numbers that right from calculations are what are these being.
Uh-uh.
You have to get it.
Never did. And, the 79, 77.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Yes,
okay,
one
oh yeah, the
29.
reserve fund account.
We would have to look what our amount is reduced in our reserve fund account. And we're talking about that's the rainy day fund. And so, again, that gets adjusted on the agreement or the understanding that we are 7% of whatever the expenses of the town are.
So we do 7% of our budget and then we adjust what we donated, put into it accordingly based on what we need. So we have to look at what's in there and then see what, take 7% of the budget and make sure we have that amount, and that's what gets funded by.
And a great example of what the benefit is, we put in $82,000 or $85,000 or some honor about those numbers on, let's see, is that what goes over here? Where you live. Is that West Road? Yes, on that huge culvert. So we paid a bundle of money for that. And so we're going to get reimbursed from the feds on that, supposedly. But that could be 2 to 3 years down the road because they're slow in paying. And now that there's an argument between Democrats and Republicans in the House about paying FEMA dollars, that it might not show up at all. So that's our concern. And that's why we've kind of always had that amount. We're always kind of concerned because from Irene, we had nothing. And once that happens, we needed money to fix roads and do things. And we had to talk to banks and
Pony up.
pony up. So,
Okay. So we have. All right.
We're at seasonal help.
I'm at seasonal help. We're down a little bit, but I think we're gonna be okay with that. Seems to get more like icy things instead of the deep snow these days anyway, so.
Well, seasonal help really works as, if Rick is like, or anybody else has got 12 or 15 hours plowing snow, we might have a guy come in and help out. And there's a guy that, what's his name, who lives on Basin Harbor Road. He usually plows with a smaller truck. Pardon me?
Dave
Yeah,
Ray-
Dave Ram will come in and do some work for us.
Yeah.
And kind of help us out there. So we don't beat these guys up too hard.
All right. As usual, we have.
Yes, Jamie.
Assume that that's represents 25% is probably the base is fiscal year 25 is not correct. And if you go back to the publication for the treasurer, I assume it's really going down. I assume that because
Yeah, but
Yeah, we have to look at that for
If,
sure.
if we're going forward, just for your information, the person that we're hiring has a spouse, so.
Yeah, we have to, once we get all of that in,
What is it? Should it be like 100%?
I don't know, we would have to look what the, insurance
we're gonna see what the exchange
exchange,
says.
is.
We haven't looked at the exchange yet. I mean, I know you sent it to us, but I haven't looked at it yet. I have it, it's in my email.
Yeah, and then that's where we get our insurance from them.
You might want to just make that just slightly or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So building maintenance is the same. Loan interest, those are all the same. Highway education up a little, down a little bit. Highway electricity down a little bit. Heating fuel up, that's not too bad though. Casualty insurance and supply, those are all the same. And trash collection is also down. All right, uniforms, 800, that's the same. Excavator loan is the same.
So for just line 175 and 6,
Uh-huh,
we'll just need to add in the loan payments to the dump truck. The community bank loan, there's two, the community bank and then the state of Vermont.
okay,
Okay,
thank you. Okay, and then those, the 2025 pickup and 2024 dump truck, those are down.
Why did the pickup over budget so much?
the what?
The pickup,
179.
one
I
seventy-nine.
see that, yeah. We traded in the pickup and we purchased a new vehicle for 60,020.
But why does it say the actual is 81.7? That's the question. I have to talk to Rick, let's ask him about that.
I can't answer that.
Yeah.
I think part of, well, no, we did.
Numbers may be
I did
incorrect.
look at that on Tuesday. The new pickup is 81, we looked at the invoice, the gross amount. And then you got a trade-in value, which is back on your revenue line.
Mhm.
You go back to first page,
Uh-huh.
you'll see we budgeted 45, but it was 26.
Okay, so we got 20, so we ended up paying 54. I have that right here.
Correct. Yep.
And, yeah, and so we got the 26 as the trade allowance.
Yep.
So it ended up being that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Kevin, to help me understand here, it's like, so that number that you see, or the question of 81, whatever for the pickup is a wrong number.
No, it's correct.
Well,
So you paid 81 gross for the pickup, which is showing on that line item.
Okay,
And you
right.
got 26, which is showing as revenue back on the sale of the old ones and trading.
And then
What
you
line?
subtract and you get the 60,020.
Yes, but just so nobody's confused, we are over budget because we budgeted, we were gonna get 45,000 for the old pickup and we only got 26.
what line is that? I'm sorry, the,
35.
oh, thank you. Okay,
So we're below budget on the trade-in value and we're over budget on price.
Okay.
So it nets to about $40,000 over budget in total.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, yes, Sharon.
So, that is my same question about if that same number is in this general ledger sheet. okay? The budget status report, general fund sheet, same number, actual. Pickup truck, 6,200 is the budget. And actual amount spent is 81,702.26.
Okay,
There's a $21,000 difference there over.
correct.
How is that reconciled? Where is that money coming from? Because the town, we voted for a pickup truck, not a fully done. The town voted for a pickup truck, and that's how it always was described. And now we find out that what they purchased is not just a pickup truck, it's fully done on.
Yes, that's correct. That's
Yeah,
what
which
we
is
put.
more money, which is not what we voted.
Okay, so that's totally fair. Like you said, we are over budget. We did have less come in and we spent more than we expected to. So we are, again, working to cut the budget now so that we can reconcile that. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what I'm wondering, is how do they do that? $20,000, do they roll it over into the budget, or?
I think the extra money came out of the highway equipment, the money in those, yeah, whatever, those reserve funds that we put money away for purchasing new trucks. So to make up the difference on that, because the reasoning on that was actually, Rick's discussion was, I bought a pickup truck, I wanted a pickup truck, and that was his philosophy on that. And we said, we think you can get more use out of a small dump truck, you could use that could save us money in the long run by keeping it, and also has the ability of not running our larger dump trucks. That was the thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who made that decision
the select board.
without the voters' approval?
Well,
So, now let me finish, please.
Okay.
okay, go ahead.
So you go and put something in the budget that you're gonna buy. And then the select board ups and decides that, oh, we're not gonna get that, we're gonna get something different. Let's not go back to the voters to approve it, and we're gonna spend more money. That doesn't seem quite right to the voters of the town.
Okay.
Yeah, it's our money. Remember that, that's where all this money comes from, taxpayers.
Right.
These are taxpayer dollars.
We're well aware of that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay. So making sure of that.
Another question,
Yes,
Yes.
in the past, I don't remember the time frame. The town of Canton has always stayed ahead to make a major purchase. Is that still the philosophy or not?
yes, that's what we attempt to do. Yes.
We do fund equipment accounts and other accounts every year, so that we do have a little bit of, I mean, we didn't, when we put out the budget, again, we put out in the budget, the idea was to purchase a pickup truck. But then when it came time to do the purchase, we could have just bought the pickup truck, but then we'd be running our big 10-wheeler a whole lot more. So we made a decision to do that differently, and we were able to fund some of that out of and I'd have to look at what the equipment fund is that we have, but that we do fund an account like that every year.
Do you have a reserve fund?
Yeah.
And what is the amount in that fund right now?
I have no idea. I have no way to look at those budgets. I mean, Donna could look those up for us, but right off the top of the tip of our fingers, we don't have those numbers right at the tip of our fingers. That would be something like, if we knew that a question ahead of time, we would be able to find all of those balances, but we don't have that right at the tip of our fingers.
So we have a special fund called the Highway Equipment Fund. These are the funds we have. We have a digital.
What line is the line in?
Well, this is in the reserve funds of the budget,
Yes.
so.
It's in the reserve fund. So we have a digitalization fund, a highway equipment fund, a highway project fund, a reappraisal fund, a tire fund, a town buildings fund, and emergency or reserve fund. So what we probably did out of the thought process was, we budget X amount of dollars. And then we saw that the need was changed, and we said, well, we could take some money out of the highway equipment fund, which was approved, to go put it additionally for that vehicle.
Okay. But you were making this decision to upgrade to a dump truck.
Yeah.
Did you also talk about how you were gonna pay for the dump truck?
Yeah, that's where the decision came on the highway equipment fund.
And did that fund the difference between the pickup truck and the?
we'd have to look at what that,
Yeah.
I mean, looking at what this is, but that's a different year, so I don't have those
Yeah,
numbers right at
We
our
have X
fingertips.
amount of dollars in that fund, so that's where that comes from, and I can't really quote it off the top of my head, what how much money are in these funds, but that was the thought process on it. And we thought that the needs, and Rick explained that it changed, and since we voted on the budget last year in March, and then he's coming around saying, it's time to get rid of this pickup truck, we've kept it here 2 years too long, and we're gonna lose a lot of money on the resale of it. So he goes, we should like move that thing out. And then that was the discussion, he was going to get a pickup truck with just a flat bed on it. And he goes, well, then I could throw like some coal patch on it or something, and I go, well, Rick, that's not very useful at all, because it just has a flat bed on it. I mean, you're shoveling stuff on it and shoveling stuff off, you're not really, and there's no way to keep this stuff from sliding off. Why don't you just get a dump truck or a dump body put on this vehicle? And I go, find out how much more it is. And he came back and he says, it's about $10,000 more. And we said, that sounds like a reasonable amount. And then we went through the process of choosing that vehicle. That's how we made that decision, because we thought, we're going to use this thing, let's really use it a lot. We had a warranty on it for 8 years, so we can run this thing into the ground and not replace it every 4 or 5 years, but keep it here and just use it for everything that we need. So we can use it for salting, we can use it for everything that's useful.
Yeah.
That was the thought process.
Okay,
This is a truck you just, if they go and run an errand, they bring this dump truck and not a.
They run the smaller dump truck, yes.
okay, so you have to counterbalance it with how much we're not running the 10-wheeler.
And I guess it's the same engine size that was in the pickup truck, so I don't know what the different gas ratio is on the amount of fuel it burns compared to it. I would have to ask Rick about that, but I can't honestly answer that question.
Okay, wait.
Hold on.
Kathy and then Melissa.
Actually,
and
Melissa
Cindy.
had her hand up
Actually,
first.
no, I think Kathy did. Go ahead, Kathy.
So this was all discussed at a select board meeting,
Yes,
the change in executive session or open meeting,
open meeting.
and what time frame?
No, maybe April sometime. I don't recall exactly the date.
Okay.
I've had a lot of
And the
meetings.
minutes reflect this.
Should be in all the minutes, yes.
I don't know, I don't take the minutes.
Melissa.
Well, you guys approve them, so you should be reading them.
Okay, so again, if you could just be a
There's a lot of
little,
minutes taken, Kathy, and so, I just,
can't really remember all of them. Okay, Melissa? Okay, I'm done with this today. Sorry, I gotta go.
all right.
Just, it feels like, and I've had a very long day, and I know that I'm a little testy, but it feels like people coming in here trying to figure out somehow that we are doing the wrong thing. We are not. We are trying to do the right thing, and we are trying to answer your questions. But the accusation or the sense of accusation, if that's not what you mean, then you need to find a different way to say it. But it feels like we're just constantly under attack. We are happy to answer your questions, but it feels as if you do not believe that we have been trying to do the right thing.
Maybe we're trying to understand.
And it's okay, and that's fine with me. And I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is when we're trying to answer questions, having people laugh and smirk as if we are intentionally just I'm not saying it's you. If it's not you, then it
Your
doesn't.
question was great, you know what, but I don't.
But it just
I
gets,
don't
it
think
gets
it's-
old because we are trying to do the right thing and we
And
are trying.
maybe I just keep my mouth quiet because of what I might say to you if you answer the question.
Kathy, every time we try to answer a question, you shake your head, you laugh, and you turn around and talk to somebody on the side. I'm sorry, it gets exhausting.
Well, it's exhausting not asking questions and not having answers.
It's really, what would be really helpful, and I say this in all honesty, if you are looking at the budget pages, and again, we all just got this was just updated this afternoon. But if you look at it and you have questions, email them to us so we have a chance to look at them and get the answers for you. We can't come up with all the answers right off the bat. It's just not possible, especially when Donna's doing a great job. But the person who had her fingertips on the budget numbers isn't here. Yep.
Okay, that was the meeting, because now we don't have a quorum. See what Becky says. I was wondering. Oh, I could ask you.